everybody. Come on in. What's up, Star Series? What's up, Raw? What's up, Tim? What's up, Ken? What's up, Diana? Maleficent Decoded. We're going to talk about that tonight. Hey, be looking forward to your lives. Thank you. Thank you, Star. Yeah, come on in. What's up, Miss Mimi? What's up, Davari? Well, we'll give him another minute, y'all, and we'll get started. What's up, Ebony? All right. How about we begin? What's up, James? How about we begin? Let's get it in. Went to go see Maleficent 2 not too long ago. I liked it. And I was thinking about Decoded last week, and my homeboy, who was on here now, he was like, you should go see the first one. So I watched the first one today. I was like, okay. We got a selection now. Now that I know the whole story. So, how about we begin with this story? Now, who is Maleficent? What does that name even mean? Maleficent is, the root word of her name is Ma. Ma is melanin. And melanin we dealing with Sophia Arset. So it's pretty much Sophia Arset telling her story directly. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Point blank. You know, no filters. So, we start off with her and my bad, y'all, got a call. Yeah. What was I? Yeah. So we start off with the movie. She in a place called the Moors. And, you know, it's pretty much a nature kingdom. Fairies, you know, and all manner of devas and deities. And it's pretty much the natural kingdom. You see what I'm saying? And Maleficent was the guardian of this natural kingdom, this natural world. And it's funny, like always, the humans hated the natural world, because they wanted their resources and riches. And the natural world defended it. You know, the guys of these realms defended their way of life, and they couldn't stand it. You see what I'm saying? They couldn't stand it. So what happens here? She meets a guy who she fell in love with. And, you know, they met when they was young, fell in love with him. But later on, he goes to betray her because the king in this movie wanted her dead. And if you was able to kill her, then you became king. So it started off as him. It started off as, or seemingly like he was her true masculine energy, when in actuality he was the ego in disguise. You see what I'm saying? The archonic ego. You see what I'm saying? This happens a lot. The archons take on certain disguises to fuck with your energy. And when you at your weakest point, your weakest moment, you let your guard down, that's when they strike. You see what I'm saying? What's up, Lisa? So this is what's going on here. That's when they strike. So you got him. He betrays her, of course. Of course he betrays her, like always. What story don't have a form of betrayal in it? And how does he betray her? He literally cuts off her wings. Now, if you know anything about wings, then you know your wings represent your soul's ability to elevate itself. You see what I'm saying? And as we well know, elevation is ascension, and ascension is freedom. You see what I'm saying? So when he clipped off her wings, she became what? A fallen angel. And this is when the story gets real. From this point on, it gets fucking real. Of course, she snaps because she wakes up to her wings missing. So what she had to do, she created a scepter. Well, what the scepter represented? The scepter represented her jet pillar, which is her spine. But as you notice, she never needed that before, because she was out of her chakra system. She had ascended out of her chakra system. She was free. She was in the God realms for the most part, right? She was just overlooking the nature kingdom. She wasn't really part of it. She was just overseeing it. You know, it's well-being. You see what I'm saying? She was just an overseer at this point, making sure everything is safe and making sure everything is good. But when he clipped her wings, she fell back into her chakra system, which we all know your chakra system in and of itself is a rainbow prism or prison. And the whole objective is to have your Kundalini awakening and rise up out of it. You see what I'm saying? You know, in your meditations, once you gain enough life experience and consciousness to do it. So, what goes down next? The king, the new king, you know, that clipped the wings, he became king. And next thing you know, he has a kid. And this kid's name is Aurora, or Aura, which is the manifestation of her chakra system. You see what I'm saying? Of whatchamacallit, of Maleficent's chakra system. Right? So, since this is the manifestation of her chakra system, of course, naturally, she would go on to love this kid. But for now, in this moment, she's still pissed that I think his name is Steven, if I'm not mistaken. His name's Steven, yeah. She go to see King Steven, and she flip out on that nigga because he clipped her wings, and goddamn, she curses the baby. Then on her 16th birthday, she would touch a needle and she would fall asleep. You see what I'm saying? She would fall into a deathly sleep, and this is where the shit get good. Now, there were 3 fairies, or pixies in the movie, as they call them. And you know, the 3 fairies represent your pineal, your pituitary, and your hypothalamus. Because they was real silly, real goofy, but they was about what they was about. You see what I'm saying? So they raise her. You see what I'm saying? They take her to a college, raise her, you know, for the next 16 years. And, you know, Maleficent actually looks after the child and grows to love the child. You see what I'm saying? So she tried to revoke the curse, but it was too late because it was already in progress. I want y'all to take notice that originally in the movie, her magic was mainly gold, which, gold light is soul light. But when she fell back into her chakra system, she fell back into her and started tapping into her dark side again. Her magic became green. You see what I'm saying? So that was because she had to rely heavily on her melanin now to survive. She also picked up a raven, which is her ancestral guide now. You see what I'm saying? He became her eyes. You see what I'm saying? Her third eye. You see what I'm saying? Seeing what she couldn't see at this point, the manifestation of it. So, we continue on, and she grows up. Aurora grows up. And she, as her relationship with Maleficent begins to grow, Maleficent offers her the nature kingdom. She wanted her to preside over the nature kingdom. You see what I'm saying? And she eventually takes that offer until she meets the Prince Philip, who go on to be her lover. So when she met Prince Philip, that's when Maleficent knew the curse was still inbound. So when she turned 16, and the pixies told her that she was going to be cursed at the age of 16, that's when her and Maleficent fell out, and she went to go see her father, and she fell to the curse by touching a needle. The magic led her to touch the needle, and then she fell into a deathly sleep. But Maleficent actually saved her by bringing the prince in to kiss her and bring her back with true love. You see what I'm saying? That just represented the unification of the masculine and feminine energy, right? So after he brought her back, she woke up again, and she actually reactivated her heart chakra. They had a scene together, what she was talking to, and as they was leaving the castle, a battle broke out. They was trying to kill Maleficent for King Stephen was trying to kill Maleficent for all the hardship he caused her, even though he started the shit, right? So they pretty much go to war with each other. I like this scene because she turned the Raven dude into a dragon, and he started showing out. But it wasn't enough. The dragon represents the Kundalini energy, the manifestation of her Kundalini powers, in a way, Kundalini forces, while she was locked down and trapped. And I want y'all to notice that she's weak against iron in this movie. Iron burns them. Iron burns the dark fae. Why do iron burn the dark fae? Well, dark fae, you gotta ask yourself, who is the dark fae? The dark fae is us, living in this iron age. You see what I'm saying? And what have they been killing us with? With guns, which is made of iron, lead, steel, aluminum, and the iron age is the densest age. You see what I'm saying? So since it's the densest age, we locked down in this motherfucker with their ass right now, and so we at our weakest in this age. That's why the dark fae are weak against fucking iron. You see what I'm saying? Because the dark fae are us. You see what I'm saying? The elder gods and goddesses of the planet, the black man, the black woman. See what I'm saying? All the other indigenous beings on the planet. You see what I'm saying? That's us. We the dark fae. You see what I'm saying? And we the fallen angels. You see what I'm saying? It's also an Anunnaki story as well. See what I'm saying? So they put all our signs in this movie heavily, deeply. You see what I'm saying? So so as time goes on, they war, and Aurora finds her wings. Of course she did. She the chakra system. And her chakra system has her best interest at heart because she's trying to free it, right? And she's more than just a chakra system. She represents the physical embodiment of her soul. So what happens? She literally throws down the glass container and sets free the wings. The wings go and find Maleficent, link back up with her, and then she ascends back to her true self again. You see what I'm saying? And that's when she started showing out again. You see what I'm saying? She released the dragon, and they started fucking shit up. And then her and fucking King Stephen, the ego, have a scene where they battle it out, and she makes a mistake and knock him off the bridge, and he falls to his death. You see what I'm saying? So, as a reward for Aurora helping her, she became the new queen of the Moors. You see what I'm saying? Of course, she became the queen of the Moors, cause the Moors represent the heart chakra. You see what I'm saying? And she is the soul, the heart soul. You see what I'm saying? The soul within the heart, as ancient Egyptians called it, the heart soul. So it's a real deep movie. It's a real deep movie, and and from that point on, they looked out for each other until, of course, part 2 of the movie. You see what I'm saying? Part 2 of the movie. So we get into part 2 of the movie. In part 2, she's older now. She's older, and she's still living as queen of the Moors. What happens next? Now in another cycle. Everybody leveled up more and know what they about. And King Philip comes back to marry her. You see what I'm saying? And of course, fucking Maleficent wasn't feeling that shit because, she don't trust humans. You see what I'm saying? And for good reason. But she plays along with it, and she meets the family. She meets the family of these of King Philip. Now the king was cool, but the queen was fucked up. And why is this? Once again, these archons work like this. This is how they operate. When you defeat them on one level, they retreat, gather their forces, and create new strategies to attack you. Once you get to the next level, they let you stabilize, and then they study you until they see they see where you at in your life, and then they begin to look at your strengths and weaknesses, and then begin to create strategies to fucking attack those weaknesses on that particular level you on. So this is what they do. This is what the archons do. So she represents the new manifestation of the ego, revamped. You see what I'm saying? Recharged, regenerated. And she more of a super ego now, because if King Stephen was just a differential mind, you see what I'm saying? The left hemisphere, she damn sure the right hemisphere. You see what I'm saying? Of the neocortex. So which is your ego, by the way, in your body. So that's oppressing your primordial mind, which is your limbic system. So, well, what happens next? They meet each other. And, of course, they did not get along because the queen was fucked up in ways we didn't even understand. And she was literally preparing to go to war with Maleficent. Even before, they even met each other. For real. She was preparing to take them out. She was preparing to do what King Stevens did, and that's attack the Moors so they could take their shit and destroy them. But she was worse than the fucking goddamn last king, because he just wanted the resources. She didn't want no resources. She just wanted to annihilate them. You see what I'm saying? So she represents the super ego. You see what I'm saying? She wanted to destroy these motherfuckers as a whole for, the cause. So she literally had an underground base where they was creating iron and steel to fight Maleficent. You see what I'm saying? So what happens? There was a fallout at the dinner table between Maleficent and the queen, because she just didn't trust her, for good reason. And they thought that the king all of a sudden fell ill, and they thought that it was Maleficent's fault. Of course it wasn't. And of course she flew away, and they had a girl sitting on the fucking the tower of the castle, and she shot her with some iron, and that's when she fell into the water. And it's funny, anytime they fall into the water, she shot Maleficent with iron, and she fell into the water, because they're weak against iron. And she fell into the water. What she fell into? She fell into her subconscious mind, and she was saved by another dark faith, which we haven't seen any more dark faith to this movie. And what happens? He ascends and takes her to the God realm, the God head. You see what I'm saying? The God head sits above your head. You see what I'm saying? It's the primordial. It's the source realm. You see what I'm saying? It takes her to the heavenly realms where all her people are, and they chilling, living in peace. living in happiness. But they, at the same time, they living in peace. They preparing for war because they know the humans are finding and developing new ways to kill them. You see what I'm saying? Even though they haven't fought any of them for years. And so when Maleficent wake up and she see this society of dark fae, this hidden society of dark fae, she was proud and she was happy. You see what I'm saying? And the leader, you know, is a black guy. Don't know his name now. Forgot now. He was showing her around. He was talking. He wanted peace, which I don't know why. And the other guy who was like a general or whatever, he wanted war, which I can understand, cause they was any chance they got, they tried to kill off the dark fae. You see what I'm saying? The humans. So what happened? This is what shit go down from this point on. They're trying to recruit Maleficent for their war, their cause, because Maleficent still has her ancient powers, her ancient god powers, her ancient force, and that she can use whenever she feel like it. And the dark fae have lost their powers because of all the killing, all the destruction, you know, all of what happened. But the reason why Maleficent still has her power is because she grew up in the nature realm. You see what I'm saying? The fairy realm, for the most part, where she was always exposed to magic, so of course she learned it. You see what I'm saying? The dark fae, on the other hand, hasn't been exposed to the fairy realm so in a long time, so they lost touch with their magic. So that's what happens. And so what happens next? They trying to recruit her, and she actually agreed with what they were saying because she knew that these niggas was fucked up, right? So once again, they preparing for war. Everybody preparing for war at this point. Everybody preparing to set it off. And Aurora and Philip is stuck smack dab in the middle. You know, the soul. Both of them, she represents the feminine aspect of the soul, and Philip represents the masculine aspect of the soul. And so, what's happening here is, what's up, Aaliyah? What's happening here is she represents, since everybody preparing for war, we start to see that they find this flower. You know, the queen finds this flower in the garden, and it has a particular substance to it because the flower is what blooms after the fairies buried they fucking dead. So they took the ancestral energies of the flower and created a red iron ore material out of it, right? And they mixed it with the iron. It's like a red dust, and they mixed it with the iron. And we already know, when they mixed it with the iron, we already know this is the root chakra. You see what I'm saying? They using the root chakra energies, ELF, extra low frequencies. But since it represented it was originally the energy of their ancestors, it actually hurts them 1,000 times worse than it used to. So when they go to war with these motherfuckers and they start releasing these bombs, these red bombs, and the red powder started exploding, it literally vaporized the dark fae. And so this message here is, this is what happens when you in this system and you vibrate just on your root chakra. You are easily attacked by the ELF frequencies, extra low frequencies, arcanic frequencies of this matrix. Because what is this matrix? This matrix is one big, gigantic, interplanetary restaurant that the archons, Yaldabaoth, and them feed off of. They feed off our life force, mental, and emotional energy. You see what I'm saying? So they feed off that. So since this is one big feeding ground, they try their damnedest to keep you on your root chakra. You see what I'm saying? Cause they don't even want you on your sacral chakra now. They killed that too. They don't even want you having sex no more. Hell, they don't even want you dealing with your sexual energy no more. Cause they know your sexual energy can lead to higher levels of energy and higher levels of frequency. So they don't even want you doing that now. They trying to kill natural sex now. You see what I'm saying? It's almost taboo to have sex or even talk about sex in this society now. You see what I'm saying? So that's what they got going on here. So the dark fae and the queendom is ruling, because now she's the supreme ruler of this kingdom, this queendom, and the queendom just represents the physical realm, the physical dimension. You see what I'm saying? That's where the humans reside, the physical dimension. And it's all because it's always a bridge between them and the morals, which is the natural world, the natural realm. You see what I'm saying? The nature realm. And the dark fae, they live in their own world, which is pretty much the Godhead. And so they came down to attack these motherfuckers. And it's funny, when they found out they were still in the flowers, the dark fae, Maleficent there went to go see what was going on, and they seen this. They set up an ambush for it, and they attacked her. And the black dude, who was the leader of the dark fae at the time, he sacrificed himself for her, which this was her true masculinity. You see what I'm saying? Because he told her the story of how the dark fae originally came from the Phoenix. What is the Phoenix? The order of the Phoenix. They telling us right there that we were originally the solar beings. We came from the order of the Phoenix. The solar, we were a solar race. You see what I'm saying? And our soul line is eternal. So he was telling us that. But we locked down this iron. But he was also telling her we locked down this iron age, and we just trying to live in peace right now. But these motherfucking humans won't let us, which is a true statement. So they went to war with their asses to try to stop it. And you know, they had them ELL frequencies ready, them arcane frequencies ready, and they mixed it with their ancestral teachings, which is another sign. They took our ancestral which is another thing. They took our ancestral teachings, our ancestral wisdom, and used it against us. You see what I'm saying? Our occult sciences, our metaphysical teachings, our histories and technologies and all that, they telling you right there that they using it against us to destroy us, because that's the only way they can destroy us, because they can't destroy us with they pet ass bitch ass technologies. You see what I'm saying? So they using our technologies against us. You see what I'm saying? So it continues to go down, and she have a scene with the head dark fae. And while he's dying, he passes on his essence to her. Now, remind you, in Maleficent 1, her inner masculine energy got damaged thanks to the betrayal of King Stevens, where he heals her masculine side. So now she's balanced again in the feminine and masculine energies. So she fully awoken her solar powers. She had a Kundalini awakening in that moment and fully awoken her soul powers. You see what I'm saying? And that's when she came down with a force to be reckoned with, and she started fucking shit up. You see what I'm saying? They couldn't do shit with us. Do shit with her. Let this be a lesson right here. What you see in this moment. Her destroying these motherfuckers with her soul energy is what we've been talking about. You gotta get back to your soul force. You gotta get back to your soul teachings, your internal work, having that Kundalini awakening, and coming back out your chakra system. Cause that's what happened. She came back out of the chakra system again, and she became a motherfucker. She was a full-fledged goddess at this point. And she came down to the physical, and she raised hell. You see what I'm saying? She came back to the physical plane, and she just did damage. I always tell y'all, just having an awakening is 60%. Having a Kundalini awakening is 80%. Fucking having goddamn a full-fledged Kundalini awakening like she had is like 150%, 200%. That's how much damage you do to the system just fucking being down here when you on these different levels of awakening. You see what I'm saying? So just it destroys the corruption in your environment by that much. You see what I'm saying? So when she came back, she was fucking these niggas up. She was hitting their ass, destroying their ass, tearing their asses up. You see what I'm saying? Cause she was killing the nature beings. You see what I'm saying? She was killing the fairies. Cause they had locked them in a room and started killing off all the nature beings. You see what I'm saying? So anybody who deals with the natural world, they had to go. So they telling you right there, they hate nature. That's why they've been killing nature. I told y'all that in my the Nature Kingdom's message video. See what I'm saying? that they hate nature and they hate everything it has to offer, because the natural world goes against these foreigners, these invaders' biology. You see what I'm saying? These archons biologists, because they in archon school, they work for the archons, so they living up down here. And when they die, they go and become generals in the archon's army. You see what I'm saying? Depending on how much fucking evil they do down here. You see what I'm saying? The more evil they do, the higher their rank. You see what I'm saying? And the higher their rank gonna be in their military, and the higher their rank is, the more power they gonna have. So of course that's why they doing all this fucked up shit on the planet. You see what I'm saying? So it's not beyond us to see what the fuck is really going on in this movie. She comes to wage war with the physical dimension, the Iron Age. See what I'm saying? Because now she a full-fledged solar Aquarian being who's come back to take the age. Now, she was fucking motherfuckers up, tearing shit up, and she got to the fucking queen when she was about to vaporize. And Aurora stops her from doing it. And this is the lesson. Because when she stopped her and listened to her, which she should not have done, and turned her back on her enemy, which she should never do, guess what? She had fucking their red iron. She had some of that red iron with her, and she hit her with it and vaporized. You see what I'm saying? So for a moment, she gave into her humanity, and her humanity got her killed. She turned into ash or melanin. You see what I'm saying? So that's the lesson there. Don't let your humanity block you from doing your work down here. If you gotta fuck some shit up, you just gotta fuck some shit up. You see what I'm saying? They just rule the law. Hell, they been fucking you up. They been fucking your people up. So why would you spare them mercy? When you get that chance to fuck their asses up down here in this matrix. So what happens? Aurora flipped out on her, you know, but she rises from the ashes and becomes a phoenix, you know, death and rebirth. And she becomes a literal phoenix, and she attacked her, and she fucked her up, right? But they didn't kill her. Instead, she ended up turning her into a goat, of course, transmuting the ego into goat energy, or the Baphomet energy. You see what I'm saying? So now the ego, she's showing you that the ego is now under the command of the fucking limbic system. You see what I'm saying? Your primal mind, your primordial mind, your God mind. And so so at the end, you know, her and King Philip get married. You know, the sacred union, the sacred marriage, and everything, and everything balances out. There's balance in the Force for the first time in two movies. You see what I'm saying? Because the Moors and the fucking humans have been warring for ages. You see what I'm saying? Since the creation of the Iron Age. Because the humans can't think past the physical. That's the problem. The humans represent archons. You see what I'm saying? The humans represent the archonic beings that's operating on the ELF, archonic frequencies, extra low frequencies. So they can't see past. They don't know what spirituality is. They can't see past that. See what I'm saying? They don't have the melanin to do it anyway. Even if they wanted to, even if they tapped into it, they don't have the melanin to fucking fully access spirituality. Cause they clones anyway, both of them. So they just down here working for the archons to get their stripes. See what I'm saying? So these Jesuits, these fucking the cabal, you know, the elites, the occultists, you see what I'm saying? The occultists, OTO, Golden Dawn, all the motherfuckers. See what I'm saying? You know, that work for them. The goddamn Freemasons over here, you see what I'm saying? That's working for them. The Brotherhood, all that shit. All that shit is the cabal network, and they all working for the archons. You see what I'm saying? Who work for Yaldabaoth? Who owns this Amentian dimension? Because this is his reign. You see what I'm saying? This whole dimension is nothing but one big interdimensional restaurant, and we are at war to free ourselves from this dimension, breaking the cycles of reincarnation and ascending up out of here. And this time, since so many of us on the planet, we have a golden opportunity to also ascend Mother Earth, the heart, the mother, the prime heart up out of this motherfucker as well. So this is what this is about. It's all about grand ascension. See what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Ascension up out of this motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? Up out of this Amentian dimension. And the destruction of Yaldabaoth and the Archons is coming. It's imminent. You see what I'm saying? They gotta get theirs for all this hell they've created, because Mother Earth is not the only planet that they've goddamn stolen. During our wars, they was sneaking steal planets, knock them down to their dimensions, and goddamn, and wage war with the people on the planet, and cause them to suffer greatly, and degenerate them by fucking destroying their DNA strands. You see what I'm saying? So they can be in full control of these beings. And they don't care how long it takes to destroy them. They are very patient beings. You see what I'm saying? And so this is, I know at least 1,000 planets is in the ascension process right now out of this dimension. You see what I'm saying? So it's a real deep situation here. So that's what Maleficent is. It's the goddess Sophia Al-Set telling you her story of her ascension, of healing, of balance in the force once again. You see what I'm saying? And the destruction of this matrix. Because they destroyed the old ways. They destroyed the old ways of the ego, the neocortex. You see what I'm saying? First in their mind, and then it manifests in the physical plane. So that's what you're seeing now. You see, you seeing these godlike frequencies hitting the planet, fucking destroying this matrix slowly but surely, so that we can get free of this shit and move the fuck on. And we are down here as the spiritual war dogs, you know, Jedi magi, you know, psychic oracles, whatever you like to call yourselves, psychic warriors, to fucking heal the planet and ourselves, and get the fuck up out of here and ascend up out of here. You see what I'm saying? Because Mother Earth or its inhabitants can no longer take this archonic bullshit that's happening. You see what I'm saying? So that pretty much tells it all. Yeah, that pretty much what these two movies were about. This grimoire. See what I'm saying? It was just a grimoire telling you what's going on. So there y'all go. So are there any questions? Any question? So yeah, that's the secrets of the dark fae. The gods, the melanated gods. That's all dark fae mean. Melanated gods and goddesses. That's all it means. There you go, Ken. The fifth dimension, higher dimensions, golden dimensions, heavenly dimensions, whatever your word for it, whatever your expression of it, we getting the fuck up out of this dimension. I can tell you that much. Shit, we got to get up out of here. Diana, is this the reason they are acting so desperate? Yes. They don't want to lose Mother Earth, especially because this is one of their prime hubs. You see what I'm saying? They don't want to lose none of their planets, but definitely not Earth, because Earth is a heart chakra planet. And he who manipulates the heart manipulates all, because the heart balances all. You see what I'm saying? It's the great balancer. So when your heart is in balance, everything is in balance. You see what I'm saying? But when your heart is out of balance, then you can easily be succumb to the arcana shit that's going on in your environment. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? You're more susceptible to it. But when you in balance, your heart balance completely stabilized, then even though all this arcana shit going on around you, you good. You grounded in yourself, in your true power. You see what I'm saying? So that's why they've gotten so desperate on this planet. That's why they causing all this chaos in the political arena and all that crazy shit. Because they're trying to hold this planet as much as possible. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? They do not want to lose Mother Earth. But they're going to lose it. And they know they're going to lose it. But they're going to do everything in their power to stop themselves from losing it. So, there you go. Any other questions before I get up out of here? Alright. Y'all, if y'all don't have any more questions, I'm Marvin Jones. Share this with your friends, put the word out, and I'm out. Peace.